Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. Today is Tuesday, June the 7th, 2022. I am Joe Sarvati, affectionately known as Coach, and I am here to discuss the PGA Tour stop this week, which is the RBC Canadian Open. It is going to be played at St. George's Golf and Country Club right outside of Toronto, Canada. Great event, really nice field, and a great prep for the US Open next week. So good one to get involved with here. Very interesting event here. It's been canceled, the Canadian Open, the last 2 years. So the defending champion is Rory McIlroy from 2019, and it was on a different course. They move around the Canadian Open. They have pretty much 5 or 6 courses they rotate around to. But this St. George's Golf and Country Club, the last time they played there was in 2010. So it goes back quite a while, the last time they ran around that course. Now, it's a pretty easy course as far as it goes on the PGA Tour. It's only a par 70, but it's only 7,100 yards and not a ton of penalties. So, I mean, you have to put the ball in the right places like normal. And certainly can, if a lot of guys won't have to bomb stuff off the tee and still have decent irons in to some of these holes. There are some tough par fours, but there are a couple of par fives that are eagle type holes. So you're going to see some decent scores. Back in 2010, it was won by Carl Peterson, and he was minus 14. So that'll give you an idea, of the type of course and the scoring that it's going to take. So, and Peterson had a 60 in round 3. So, you're going to have guys that can go low here, low 60s on when they're hot on the green. So, a lot of it's going to be different than we've seen recently. A lot of tactical golf. I will say this though. There's going to be some rain on and off forecast Thursday and Friday and Saturday. So that's going to be something that's going to come into play. We're going to follow this very closely weather-wise to see if there's any huge advantage, because that happens more than you know on the PGA Tour. If you have the Thursday morning and then Friday afternoon tee times as opposed to the afternoon Thursday and Friday morning tee times, sometimes based on the weather, that can be a huge advantage. So we're going to follow that very closely throughout the rest of Tuesday and Wednesday, and we'll factor that into our picks as we give those to our members. If you're interested in following up with us and being part of this when we give out our lineups, we do that on Wednesday evening for the Thursday morning tee times, and we give out a core group of plays for DraftKings and full lineups for FanDuel and Yahoo. So you can jump in with us. It's dfscoachtalk.com. You can sign up for as little as a 3-day pass, and you'll get everything that we've got when you sign up. You also get all of our MLB and, of course, our NBA Finals selections as well. So we'd love to have you. And if you stay with us long term too, even through the weekend, we have always have NASCAR and MMA and other options for you that we're providing for. So we'd love to have you be part of the Coach Talk family. This particular podcast is presented by Prize Picks. If you haven't tried Prize Picks yet, what are you waiting for? Great place to go. Play these prop plays and build a big bankroll. Go to prizepicks.com, put in the promo code Coach Talk, all one word, no space. They will match you on that first deposit, dollar for dollar, all the way up to $100. So use that free money and build your bankroll. We'll have some Prize Pick selections for you at the end of this podcast. And again, for Prize Picks, they go round by round, not for the full tournament. So those picks will be for the first round. All right, we're going to dive into this as we normally do, sort of breaking down the course. It's not as that when the course moves around like here at the RBC Canadian Open, you can't dive into the history and study the results the last, 4 or 5 years, because we like to look at that recency because they haven't been there since 2010. So what we're going to really talk about is, statistically, what does it look like? Who's been the recency? Who's been hot? Who's going to keep the ball in play, get hot on the greens? I mean, that's what it's going to take. And, there's a lot of Canadian players now, like the Corey Connors of the world, Adam Hadwins, that certainly bow up and get ready for this, trying to win, their country's tournament. So we'll take that into consideration as well. All right, let's look at the Vegas odds, because that never lies. That's always a great way to tell what way you sort of want to leverage this when you're looking at rostering a team. Of course, the favorite is Scottie Scheffler, and deservedly so. He's 9-1. He's consistently been the best player this year. He's rated number 1 in the world. Certainly has all the length and putting and game. He doesn't have any weaknesses here, to really talk of. And he certainly could step in here and, blow this tournament up. I think should be the favorite, and he's going to definitely be chalky, but I'm going to use him a lot. I think he's tough, but there is a decision to be made. There's 2 other guys that I consider chalk as well. Justin Thomas at 10-1 certainly has the opportunity. This is the kind of course he can go super low on. And then a guy that I'm really interested in, again, in back-to-back weeks, although he didn't come through for me last week, and that's Rory McIlroy. He's so close to breaking through. He's also 10-1, and I think you'll see Scheffler, Thomas, and McIlroy get a lot of ownership here. And right now, I'm leaning McIlroy over Scheffler. I just think it makes sense. And I'll tell you what, the guys from over the pond there, they're used to playing in wet conditions, a little cool, and the temperatures are going to be 50s, a little wet, and that favors those guys from overseas. And McIlroy falls right into that. The guy that I also like at 16-1 falls into that. That's Matthew Fitzpatrick. Those 2 guys, I mean, they're both going to be strong plays for me this week. The course, the weather, they're both playing well. I think they're terrific buy-up plays. Cameron Smith's the guy skipped in between at 12-1. Obviously, when he is up to his game, he's in the thick of it every week. He's a phenomenal player, playing great golf. Not going to be my selection this week. I think that just the course and the weather, etc., just doesn't completely play into his game. But when he's on, man, that dude with the mullet, man, he is tough to beat. But I'm going to probably be fading him this week. Other guys that are under will go under 50-1. Let you know what that group is, because some of them are priced very fairly on the sites. Sam Burns is 16-1. He's been terrific. Shane Lowry, there you go. Nobody plays better in wet, cool, windy, slight conditions than Shane Lowry. And he's been super close to busting out. And you look at his past performances this year, he's been awesome. He's 18-1, but very dangerous. Another guy that I'd like to fit into some of my lineups. The first Canadian, 20-1, Corey Connors. He had been slumping a bit, but definitely woke up some last week, played better, and certainly would like nothing more than to win his country's championship. Tony Finau, always lurking at 25-1. Tyrrell Hatton, there you go, another foreigner that plays well in the cooler, wet conditions, 30-1. HV3, man, Harold Varner III, he had a blow-up round there the other day, but he's been tough this year. If you look at his performance, he's having one of his best seasons on tour. He's 35-1. The other Canadian, Adam Hadwin, 35-1. Chris Kirk, who's shown consistently good safe play to make the cut, at 40-1. Sebastian Munoz at 45-1. And then the 2 guys at 50-1 are Keith Mitchell and Patrick Reed. So that's the odds from Vegas, thanks to our friends at betus.com.pa. By the way, if you sign up at betus.com.pa with the promo code Coach Talk, we will give you a free month membership at Coach Talk. That's a $75 value. The only thing you have to do when you sign up at betus.com.pa is sign up with a deposit of at least $79 on that first deposit and use that promo code Coach Talk, and you are set for a free month with Coach Talk. All right, let's look at what else we want to see here. The purse. Nope, we know that it's a big event. And again, it's an important event to play because I'm telling you, you can cash in this event. There's some great contests out there. And it's important if you're going to be jumping into these giant contests for the US Open next week, which there are some massive multi-milli makers on the sites. It's really important to watch some golf this week. See the recency, see who's just missing or vice versa. We're all about eye test here at Coach Talk. You can't just crunch numbers alone. That's important. But you also, it's good to get an eye on some of these guys and see who's about to break out. So check that out for sure with this RBC Canadian Open this weekend. All right, let's jump to Prize Picks and go right there and let you know what we've got for that first round. Again, you can go round by round. And for our members in Discord, we will be posting Prize Picks plays the night before, so you can lock those in for the tee times that start early the next morning. My first one is under 67.5 strokes for Rory McIlroy. Again, I think great chance to win this event. Perfectly fits his game. He should be able to carve it up. I'm expecting 4 rounds in the 60s, and I think he starts out here with a score below 67.5. Again, it's a par 70. Matthew Fitzpatrick is my second play. I am going to go under 68 strokes for Matthew Fitzpatrick. I think, again, of course, he should be able to carve up. He's playing well, fits into his game. The weather will work. I really like the course for him. The guy I'm going to go over on, again, is Patrick Reed, 68.5. And I'll put that with a warning. I've played against him in the first round in the last 3 events, and he has beat me 2 out of 3 times. But I'm going to think that this round is going to be a little bit tougher for him. Not always the best in the conditions, 68.5. I think he shoots 70 plus here. Not really a course that he can take advantage of just his length. And I just think the way he's been playing inconsistently, that he gets frustrated and shoots some numbers sometimes. So hopefully we get him over that 68.5 number. All right, my friends, that is it. That, in a nutshell, will give you a good look at what to expect in this RBC Canadian Open this week. Should be a fun week to play. Certainly get in those events early. It's hard picking some of these as far as contest selection if you wait to the last minute, especially on FanDuel and Yahoo, they fill. So you're going to want to jump in those, reserve those contests ahead of time. And then again, if you become part of what we're doing here at Coach Talk, we will also supply Friday lineups for the weekend only on DraftKings and FanDuel. And we've had a great record after watching it Thursday, Friday, being able to reload and play that Saturday, Sunday. And it's even better when we get everybody through the cut and then just can pile on and it go for, a real crush weekend. So look forward to having you. Again, go to dfscoachtalk.com and join there. If you want to catch us on Twitter, we're at DFS Coach Talk. If you want to DM me directly, I am at Joe Sarvati. All right, my friends, that is it. Really excited. Next week, we'll be putting the show out early on Tuesday, so we have plenty of time with it being a monster US Open week. And wanted to get this one out early as well so that we can prepare, because it's going to be a couple of weeks of really good contests, really good money to be made in PGA. So thank you again for listening in. Thank you for making us part of your day. We will definitely catch you again next week for our PGA coverage when we look to crush it in PGA, DFS, and Prize Picks.